Clyde Lewis. You are listening to Ground Zero. I had a discussion last night with a friend of mine from Romania. We were discussing the whole situation with Russia. And it was funny because he and I both agreed that if someone wants you to emotionally invest in something and they continually push it on you, you start to get a little paranoid. You're wondering, why do they want my support so much? Why do they want me to care so much when I didn't care before? Why is it that there was no real strategic reason for us to be involved with Ukraine, no real security risk, nothing, until the coup of 2014? I mean, when you look at the corporate media, when you look at the way the mainstream media is handling this, they're saying that the Russian incursion into Ukraine has caused a noticeable spike protein in human interest stories. All of a sudden, we care about Ukraine. All of a sudden, everything is about Ukraine. All of a sudden, people are wearing yellow and blue. All of a sudden, you're being asked to donate money. It's creepy. And we're being asked to donate money to their cause when our economy is collapsing. And our economy is destined to collapse even worse because of this war they want us to emotionally invest in. Suddenly, we're seeing fleeting Ukrainians as images of ourselves displaced with only an explanation that, why would Putin do this? What happened? He's just an evildoer. That's what we get. We don't get any other side of the story, any idea of motive, just that he's a bad guy. You ever felt a little uncomfortable about that? I'm not sticking up for Putin by saying this, by the way. I'm saying that when we have a court, when we put somebody on trial, we hear and we want to hear their side of the story. I mean, the court of public opinion has already condemned Putin, so I'm not even going to go against that. But what I'm going to say here is the emotional investment and the one-side argument in a court of law would not fly. It just wouldn't. I mean, so why would Putin do this? Well, there is an answer if you want to hear it. And that is because Joe Biden has been doing this for quite some time now. Joe Biden was, and again, history has been erased. Joe Biden was most likely an early fan of Putin's rise to the top of the post-Soviet oligarchical rubbish heap. In fact, I could go to fact checkers on Facebook, and they would erase this history of Biden's support for the post-Soviet Union. Okay. And it makes it harder to prove this assertion. And but word around the campfire has it that Biden pretty much ruled Ukraine after the maiden coup, which was orchestrated by the United States of America in 2014. It was brokered by John McCain and under the leadership of Barack Obama and with commentary by Hillary Clinton. And, a lot of people that are behind Putin that are saying, what took you so long? The Ukraine thing has been going on for a while now. And let's just give Victoria Nuland her fair share of street cred here. Remember, a bit of cred, bit of applause here, because we can't forget the EU statement she made. And now the EU is right there, ready to sign them on as team players. But this history has been erased. Any modicum of history has been erased since, February 22nd, 2022. And that's exactly what they would do in a year zero scenario. We change the dates, we change the clocks, we change our lives. The paradigm changes. The bombast begins. And this is where we are. I know that most of what I talked about last night on the show probably didn't have much of an impact. Why? Because many people were glued to the State of the Union address. And it was Biden's first State of the Union address. And with the backdrop of war and concerns about World War III, the old man took center stage. But alas, from the various clips I saw, I noticed how stoic Kamala Harris was and how drunk Nancy Pelosi appeared to be. I don't know if you were noticing the reactions from those behind Biden, but Nancy Pelosi's reaction to what Biden was saying leaned more towards being inappropriate and giddy. It was creepy. Biden was speaking about the troops in Iraq and Afghanistan and how they faced many dangers, including inhaling toxic smoke from burn pits. Well, Pelosi stood up and gleefully rubbed her hands together. She put her fists together, looking like a kid that just had her first taste of ice cream, and just sit there. Ooh, yeah, it was It was like a mouse ready to eat cheese. I don't know how to describe it. And a lot of social media users spotted this odd response to very serious remarks. And some were even questioning if Nancy Pelosi was either intoxicated or weird or senile. She was grinding her teeth and making strange grimacing faces. Pelosi's actions reminded some of her reaction to former President Donald Trump's State of the Union address in 2019, when she ripped up her copy of his speech on camera. This is what's odd. She exemplifies the old axiom that the lights are on but no one's home. And I was just thinking that this is the woman, Nancy Pelosi, this is the woman that was hell-bent on pushing the impeachment proceedings of our former president and recently mistakenly thought that Russia invaded Hungary. But pay no mind to that. We have Kamala Harris to give us a kindergarten's viewpoint. I don't know if you heard her explaining where Ukraine is on a map and how it borders Russia and how Russia's a big, it's like the USA Today version. Russia's a big country. Ukraine is a small country. And Russia, the big country invading Ukraine, is bad. It's almost her words. It's bad. No other explanation. You have to kind of water it down for those who, think crayons have flavors. It's one of those things that it just, yeah. Purple crayons aren't great flavored. Okay, let's get on with it. But all I'm saying is, the whole affair was downright creepy. It was just too creepy, and the speech was hard to sit through. And maybe that is why Nancy Pelosi did what she did. She was not really listening to the president because he's become irrelevant and out of touch, and she doesn't care. All she cares about is whether or not she can make those goofy faces for the camera and look all sweet and wonderful like Aunt Nancy. And, it's creepy stuff, man. We're living in the Twilight Zone. This crazy set of circumstances in Europe has not helped Joe Biden gain any respect as a leader, and his popularity continues to wane. America is never satisfied with the leaders they have, and yet they continue to settle with the best of two evils, or the least of two evils. I don't know. It's always the best of two evils, right? We have one evil guy and another evil guy, and we all say, oh, he's the better of the evils. But hey, no mean tweets. Think about it. No mean tweets, guys. We're doing fine. It's because no mean tweets. Everything is full of empathy and love and peace and harmony, and everybody is together. We all can agree that, Russia bad, Ukraine great. We're all wearing our yellow and blue, and we have to be reminded that we're behind Ukraine rather than just kind of quietly talking about it and, making it, just a topic of conversation rather than a PSA every 15 minutes on CNN. A begging moment, begging for money. And I was driving into work yesterday, and I saw this billboard sign. It was an electronic billboard. It was like an American flag flying, but it wasn't an American flag. It was a Ukrainian flag was flying on this electronic billboard saying, "We stand behind Ukraine." I have never in my life seen an American flag flying, not even on the 4th of July, on this electronic billboard as I drive into work. But I saw a Ukrainian flag flying saying, "We stand behind Ukraine." Looking at the audience at the State of the Union, there were more people wearing Ukrainian flags and yellow and blue ties in solidarity. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, how many people would wear red, white, and blue ties? We're in the Twilight Zone, guys. I don't know if anybody can feel what I'm feeling and trying to understand what is happening here. But they're erasing history so that you don't question why we're being told to emotionally invest into this war.